Welcome to EdTech Tuesday. I'm Jennifer Gibson.
And I'm Rich Dixon.
Okay, Rich, we have a good one today. I really like this. I've had a little bit of experience with it, but not a whole lot. So let's dive in. What do we have?
This is a resource called Nearpod. And Nearpod is a way for you to show whatever's on your computer or iPad or Android phone or Surface tablet to the rest of the devices, rest of the iPads or computers in your classroom. So in other words, it's going to mirror exactly what's on your screen with that might be in front of your students.
I love that. I love that. So you can kind of control the environment.
Exactly.
And get people on the same page.
Exactly. And I have an idea for those of you that are teaching in either junior high or high school in particular, where you have a lot of students that are likely bringing their own devices to the classroom, even like a smartphone.
That's awesome.
We know that those students oftentimes are fixated on messaging and doing other things during
media.
class. Yeah, and so that becomes an issue. Why not take that as an opportunity to engage the students more by using this app and having them join in with a session? Let's talk about what that means.
Let's do it.
So you can see on your screen, I visited nearpod.com. The service is free. There's an app that's available for free as well, again, for the iPhone, for Android tablets and phones, and for Surface tablets. So what's really nice is no matter what major platform you're using out there, you're going to have an opportunity to use this. Now, notice that I'm using on this screen the web-based version. So if you don't have one of those expensive tablets or anything like that, you have a Chromebook, you have a Windows machine, you have a Mac, which is what I'm using right now, you can also use Nearpod. So let's dive in and take a look. I already have an account, I've logged in, and this is what I see. And what I have is a library of different presentations. Think PowerPoint, for example, or Keynote, or one of those presentation tools. And I have one of these right now that I've downloaded for free. And I could also make one up myself. Or I can purchase. So there's kind of three ways to get presentations around a particular content.
Sharing, purchasing, and making your own.
And so to try to make this a little bit more simple, we take those presentations, and instead of just displaying those on a screen through a projector, what we do is we can project these, if you will, wirelessly onto the rest of the devices. So let's go ahead and take a look.
I have my iPad ready.
And again, I've downloaded a free one called Fact versus Opinion. And I'm going to go ahead and start this. Now, I'm going to start what's called a live session. This has been created by someone. Now, you're going to see, another teacher, you're going to see that there's a pen. Now, on Jennifer's screen, which is this iPad that she happens to have in front of her, she's going to add in the letters J, B, E, R, V. And this would be what a student could do, or a group of students, or a small group if you were in a small group situation. And you can see that as soon as everyone in the class has logged in, they're ready to go. Just real quickly, for COPA compliance, notice that no student information had to be given. There's no sign up for the student.
The login.
All they do is give their basic information there. So now let's go ahead and start. And so I'm going to have you go ahead and tap your screen once. And I'm going to move forward here. And it's going to wait for you to identify yourself. Now, this is just internal for this particular session right here. So Jennifer could write her full name. She could write Jennifer. If you have a parent that's even worried about that, you could give a student ID out or just the initials. Bottom line is, she went ahead and submitted. I can see that on my screen now, the student, in this case, Jennifer, is now enrolled, and I can see what she's displayed there. And that's important for the following. We're going to move on. I see the lesson objectives here. She sees the same thing. You can see on her screen. We're going to move on, and she actually has a question on her iPad. I actually see what is meant for the teacher portion of this. So go ahead and answer the question.
It says mine says iPads are fun to use, and then I have to decide if it's a fact, an opinion.
So this is formative assessment here. Before we start, I can kind of get a sense of what you as a student and then the larger class as a whole understands.
So I can answer this statement is false, and I'm going to submit.
And then as soon as she submits, you'll get in just a moment here, back on my screen, it's going to show what her response is. She said C. And that tells me she thinks that the statement is false in this particular situation. If we had more students, they would show up under her name, and I would see all the different responses, which would allow me as a teacher immediate feedback and insight.
Do I need to reteach? Is this something they're getting?
Absolutely.
Where's the confusion? And if it's just a couple, then you can pull them aside. I love it.
So it's more than just showing your presentation. We're actually eliciting student feedback. Let's continue to move forward through this quickly. I can go through here and continue to present these other slides that I've given, and notice this is what shows up back on Jennifer's device. Again, making the connection whether it's younger kids, but I'm thinking again, older kids that have their own devices.
Right.
Instead of
They're
them
seeing it.
fiddling and texting and whatnot.
And it doesn't
they're
seem like
engaged.
I can get out of this.
Yeah, you're pretty
there's
much
an
there.
exit button, but
Yeah, and
you would know because I wouldn't respond.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we can continue to move through here.
Oh,
You can
there's a
embed
video?
videos. You can
Wow.
embed pictures. Just as a heads up, if you do decide to play a video, the sound is going to come out of the other devices, so it could get really loud.
That's why they're saying wear headphones.
Wear headphones, or if for some reason it's a video and you want the still, or the moving pictures, I should say, but you don't care about the audio, you could have them turn the audio all the way off on their device,
All right.
depending on your situation. And so you see in this particular case, there's a video, and it's going to automatically start playing right away, and you can see between the two screens what's happening.
That's great.
So that's a really quick overview of the way that it works.
And I love how it's teaching in between and asking questions, making sure that I'm on board.
Yeah,
That's
it's really nice.
a
I
great
do
thing.
want to talk about something. When you finish, though, it says, do you want to leave this presentation? We're going to say yes.
And you can come back to it later. I like that. So
From
if
that
you run
spot.
out of time, jump right back into where you left off. That's really convenient.
One last thing I do want to highlight is the store. So we can create our own from scratch and import video and audio and links and all that kind of stuff. But let's say that you don't have time, because it can take time, as
Yeah.
we know, to make any presentation.
Oh, wow. These are some high-level people, too. It looks
Yeah.
like there's some teachers and publishers.
You know, there's a number of different things that are inside of here. There's free things that you can download.
I see top free and top paid.
Top paid. And let's explore the
Okay.
paid just for a moment, because those are, of course, fee-based. And we see here they can range anywhere from $9.99 to $2.99, and that is roughly the average that I have seen.
Yeah.
More on the $2.99 side. There may be
Right.
some on either side of that price range.
And so let me just clarify, you don't have to buy this for every device. You're buying
Nope.
it for the teacher device to then push out. And it looks like most of them have like a Creative Commons or some kind of license.
Yes,
you
for
paid
your
for
use.
that for your use in education. Okay.
And then, as I understand it, the licensing is ongoing, meaning that once you pay, it's one time, and then you have that access to that. And so there's more and more people that are starting to develop slideshows and presentations through Nearpod and sharing those for free as well. So
All right.
I just want to highlight the fact that there's the free and then there's paid as well. And
Where do you go to make your own?
okay, so to create your own, we're going to go back to Home, and then we're going to see Create.
Okay.
And then inside of Create, we can create a new presentation here, we can publish
Okay.
it, we can preview it, and more.
All right.
One of the things I do want to note as well is that there are student reports that are available
So you
as
can
well.
have this for your grade book and
I can
evidence
see
of it.
exactly what happened with that one particular student. I can see what they, how they responded to that.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's just a sad face right now.
It's just me.
But this, I think, can make your life happier and put a smile on your face, because it is available for pretty much any device you're going to have in the classroom, and I think can be applied really readily. And again, it's free, and I think it's a
love
great
it.
thing to check out. Nearpod.